Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Cleaning Business Life podcast. I am your co host, Jamie Runco. I have a cleaning business up in Northern California called Above All Cleaning Services, and we are with the host, the creator, the founder of the Cleaning Business Life podcast, Shannon Miller. And today we are going to be talking to you guys about your cleaning business does not need more followers, it needs visibility.
Right. I feel like I should take a bow when I get that introduction.
I know, I'm getting better at the introductions.
I still have not delivered the laundry, which I'll be doing after the third podcast today. But just pretend you don't see it. It's like looking for Bob Ross on the other side. A lot of business owners think that they need they think they have a marketing problem, and it really comes down to visibility.
Sure.
Marketing, there's layers of it, right? And it really business comes down to relationships. We won't even talk about that here. We're going to talk about visibility, but it's you think you need more likes, more comments, more engagement, and really it's just a visibility, just trying to get the algorithms to work with you instead of against you. Because and when you start to figure it out, guess what? It changes.
Sure does. Sure does. So, yeah, today we're talking about local visibility, not becoming an influencer, not a content creator. We're not talking about dancing on TikTok or
Really do.
chasing the viral content. We're not talking about any of that. What we're talking about today is practical ways cleaning business owners can become more visible in our local communities and generate more opportunities because of it.
Yep. Because you know what? At the end of the day, people can't hire you if they don't know you exist.
No, no, they cannot.
Mm-mm. And I think one of the biggest mistakes I see is people lump visibility and marketing in the same bucket, and it's not. There as you know, there are multiple buckets that you need to do because it's all layered legitimately. I remember, and I'm going to giggle a little bit here. I'm going to put Jamie in the hot seat. When she went to her very first chamber meeting, I thought she was going to have a panic anxiety attack.
Well, I did too,
She
literally.
has to speak in front of everybody. And she's like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Just do it."
No, her tips were,
I
and
want
then
to go.
it worked. This was her tips are go in front of the mirror and talk it out, and it worked. And then my sister was like, "I just pretend everybody out there is naked or something like that." I was like, "What? What?" And I could feel whenever I was talking, like everything went in my ears and I couldn't hear anything and I could feel the redness. You know how you can feel when the like coming up and I'm like, I know I'm blotchy. And then that's all I could think about.
Laughing at her, I'm laughing with her because I remember because I went through it with her indirectly, and it's just the whole dynamic of leading in, and now she talks all the time in front of like everybody, right? So it took a while to get there, and that was part of the visibility. Like, who is this person, and why is she here?
Why is she up there just turning beet red? Well, yeah. And that it was I was determined to get my visibility to like you said, the people don't know you exist unless you say something. And there might be some uncomfortable situations like that. And now I do it all the time.
Right.
So,
I can remember specific things where people asked me to speak impromptu in front of a large group, and I was like, and I had a glass of wine, so I was much more brave than I should have been. I was beat red. I like when I flush, I don't get splotchy, I get like red.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like a really bad hot flash, like, oh my God, this is awful. But marketing and visibility are similar. They're related, they're like cousins, right? But they're not identical. And you can spend hours creating content, which you don't have to do anymore, thank God, and still have little visibility where it actually matters because getting the eyeballs on your stuff that you're making is a visibility issue, not just a marketing issue.
Right. Right. Sometimes the opposite is true. There are owners who barely post online, but everybody in town knows who they are.
It's because 'cause they've been there forever. That's the thing about small towns. Like, I've been here 20 and back, right? So but it took me a while when I first came here, they're like, "You're from California, we hate you." I'm like, "Oh!"
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny how they do that. Yeah. I local hometown, people in my area know who I am now. I just at Starbucks, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but this will eventually start happening to you whenever you put yourself out there a little more, like I do in front of people. I had somebody a lady and her kid were sitting and they were waiting in line at Starbucks and they honked, "You're the pink, the cleaning lady, the pink." That's all she could get out, and I was like,
Yeah. Jamie, the mini celebrity there, is gonna give autographs.
"It's so funny how that
"Stop
all started."
all cleaning."
Yeah, it really it's funny how it all started too, um, and it's all about visibility and putting one foot in front of the other and pushing through those uncomfortable moments.
Right. And it really is visibility versus advertising, and there's a huge difference. Being president and having people know you, and it's a little more challenging in larger markets because there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of you. So that's a different path on what you would do. You're still gonna take the same steps, but it's gonna take you longer to get there because you're having to swim through more people, right?
Right?
And then there's recognition versus promotion. Jamie just mentioned she was at a light, and I'm surprised they didn't make her give an autograph right then and there.
That was funny.
And then, why familiarity creates trust. The people know Jamie in her town now, and I believe we talked about it in one of the episodes, I don't remember which one, where she was hanging out at Starbucks because there was Wi-Fi there, and she lives rurally. It's like this whole dynamic on why she was hanging out at Starbucks, and the importance of being remembered. I mean, Jamie pulled up to the light, and they're like, "Oh my god!" So
She could only get out, "You're the pink, the cleaning lady, the pink."
So all of those work, and it's because Jamie has spent a lot of time building relationships with others, creating the visibility, giving. She sponsored the baseball team or the football team. I can't remember. I think you maybe do both
Both.
now.
Mhm.
And she does things with her church. There's a lot of visibility that happens that it seems like it's going to be a big expense, but it's worth it in the long run because they keep seeing your name over and over and over. And we're so saturated with everything that goes on. Our attention spans are even shorter than they were 5 years ago. So all of this works. In my town, we have a lot of that too, but it's a little bit different because we're
Where do you start, right? Where do you start? I'll tell you a little how I started. It started with a pink steering wheel cover. That's and I would go and drop deposit checks every day, and then the bank started knowing me as the pink steering wheel lady. And then it was like, "Oh, that's above all cleaning services." So that bank started talking, and then right next door is Starbucks, where I would get Wi-Fi, and then I had my above all cleaning services in the back of my windshield of my car, and I would stand out there with my shirt, and that's where I would do a lot of my work. And I believe I only had maybe 1 or 2 employees at the time, but that is where I did, believe it or not, that was marketing. That was the very beginnings of the marketing. I joined my local chambers. I got the balls to get up and speak, and every month we have this thing called a mixer, where you go and rub the elbows of the who's who, other or other business owners, I'm sorry. And, I just started it just started taking off from there. There's some things that I learned that you can't do, like, I learned that you can't put flyers in people's mailboxes. That's a
Federal
big
offense.
no-no. That's a big no-no. This is way before, there's so don't do that. There's a lot of things that I did. I literally pounded the pavement, and I had no idea about marketing and how to do any of this. Like, you know, I never managed people and da 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 da, you know?
I think to recap on the logo in the back window, and I've said this multiple times, if you cannot afford a lot of marketing, the cheapest thing that you can do is have someone install a logo for the back of your window, not necessarily on the sides or the hood of your car, which you could get a wrap, but they're
Yeah.
expensive. But if you're totally DIY, low budget, 500 bucks will get you a nice logo on the back of your car, and they will see your car everywhere, and they'll start to correlate and recognize that this person drives all over town. And
So you're everywhere.
and you're in front of them, so you're like there. You're just present, so you start to see it. And it really is the cheapest form of advertisement and visibility that you can get all in one. But
So whenever you're doing your Google business profile, is doing more work than your social media. I'm going to tell you guys, if you do not have a Google business profile, you need to get one. It is in, it was the first one of the very first things I did within the first 5 months of me being opened. And that was a game changer. Once I started getting that first 5-star review on my profile, that was like, okay, I started getting bumped up. I see so many cleaning business owners. Yes, you have a Facebook, a Instagram, a TikTok, but that Google business profile is so imperative whenever it comes to this. That's the first thing that people go to anymore. I've recently looked at my statistics, and people are starting to look you up on ChatGPT. So, it's very important to have that. It 'Cause they do, they someone will search "house cleaner near me." They're not looking at your Instagram, or they're not looking at your Facebook. They're wanting that is a hot lead. That's what we call a hot lead. They're specifically searching, they're ready to buy. That is a hot lead.
right. It's like putting your flag into the ground and staking your spot. That's what a Google My Business profile page is. Even if you
Yes.
don't have a website, you should at least have that. I
Yep.
highly recommend that you get a website, but that's again another layer for another discussion. Because you don't own the social media, other people, Zuckerbucks does. And you could come there and have your stuff gone one day. It happens. It every once they do a weird update and boom, several people get shook off the carpet and they have to start from scratch. So make sure that you have a Google My Business profile. There's a lot like and then set up on Yelp, which everybody loves and hates. Set up on Nextdoor, which also everyone loves and hates. And we won't get
I'm
into
writing this down.
advertisement and all that other stuff, but these are things that
Right.
you start that are low budget to get you going until you get more income in and you can take the next step. What are some other things that you can do for visibility, Jamie?
We like I said, sponsorships are huge. And it's not saying to anybody like, "Oh, look at me, look at." It's a great, people love to see
That you're supporting them?
their you sup you support their local youth. We do local cleanups, beach beach day cleanups. There are times whenever our local news anchors will be out there to say, "Look, that's free. That is free advertisement." They'll question you, and but yes, my team out here is doing free beach cleanup. There's also I've seen people do adopt a highway, where
Mhm.
you adopt a part of the highway, and You're out there, and this is voluntarily only, for your employees, but it makes your employees also feel
Like they're part of
there's
something.
that company culture,
Mhm.
and you just clean up part of the highway and keep it nice, but there again is that visibility of your stake. A lot of networking is done at my local church, believe it or not. A lot of my business came from my church.
Oh, yeah.
Being supportive at the moms groups in your where your kids go to school at. That creates a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm
You're
going to be
talking about the
doing
online moms groups, right? Not the in-person moms groups.
if you are yeah, you can do that, or I do in person because my son's still in school. But the people love that. As a matter of fact, I have a phone call later on today with, my son's the administrator at my son's school, and it's like, "What can you do to help get involved with your community?" Because your community loves seeing businesses support think of it think of it from a consumer's perspective. Put yourself in their shoes. Whenever I see a business doing something for a nonprofit, we'll say, um, I'm going to go with that business. That is just like, wow, look at them go, you know? So that shouldn't be your for social media. Uh, it's more out there. You just got to kind of be out there pounding that pavement a little bit, don't you think?
I think what you were mentioning is so important. I see it a lot, and you probably see it as well in the Facebook groups that I started my business. I did A through Z. I'm not kidding any businesses because they don't go and do in-person relationship building for visibility. I cannot emphasize this enough. And I know some of you are rolling your eyes right now as I'm talking like, "Oh my god, Shannon, you want me to go?" Like, and it's exhausting, I've been there. You've worked all day,
So
you're
much more. Yeah.
you you wanna do is sit down
It's
and relax,
hard.
and nobody wants to give you a chair, you're at that chamber meeting, so you're standing, your feet are killing you, you've worked all day, you're all sweaty, you try to kinda gussy
You
yourself
want to
up.
cry.
Right, and Shannon's saying you need to go to these chamber meetings, and people are like, "So, is your house super clean?" You're like, "Yeah, my house is super clean," right?
Yeah.
And you're like, "I
You're like,
got
yeah, right.
45 minutes, so let's make this quick," right? It's there is a dynamic. I can't tell you how many times I walked into a chamber meeting. I got a job because I happened to show up that day. Building relationships no matter where you are. Who was it that we were talking? I think it was Cheryl. The Cheryl interview, she was talking about how she built her whole business on relationship building. We can do a whole episode on that.
Yes.
The visibility piece of your local chamber of commerce, of your BNI groups, of whatever you can, your church, whatever you choose to be visible in, is where that 6 degrees of separation is going to start, and then it'll be another 6 degrees of separation, and then it'll kind of expand and compound and expand and compound until like everybody knows Jamie's at Starbucks doing well. She doesn't have to hang out at Starbucks anymore because she has an office, but that's where she started. That's how she got visibility. She took the time to create relationships. First it was the bank, and that's ended how she ended up getting the bank contract.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
hey, lady, she comes through every day making the deposits. Maybe she can clean our bank, right? So, and that's how things start. So I don't want to say box yourself in, but don't put yourself in a compartment behind your keyboard because you don't want to deal with anybody. Part of our industry, and you'll hear me say it 1,001 more times, we are human based. People want to deal with other humans. How many people have chatbots that are AI and everyone gets pissed off because they want to talk to a
Turn
blah,
mine off.
blah, blah, blah.
Can I just talk to a human? I was like, okay, sorry. Yeah. No, yes. Yeah. I had somebody come in, yesterday. This is from the Starbucks era. He came into the office and just wanted to see the office, and boom, there's another contract. And I was just like, wow, this is just
But
So
it takes
being
effort.
out, yeah, and then what does not happen overnight.
I wish it did.
I do too. It takes a lot of that. This is a long term. This is a long, the best marketing that you can do, and for the long haul,
It's the long
because you're building trust with your community. The more and more they see you out there, the more and more they trust you. Yeah, it's not. I see a lot of people saying, "Well, I'm very introvert," and get in. Just like Shannon told me, speak in front practice in front of a mirror. I thought probably it was the stupidest idea at the time, but now looking back at it, it's like, duh, duh, yeah, of course. Get in front of Start trying to feel comfortable in your own skin, and the confidence will slowly come. I'm confident now. Like, "Oh, I got this," you know? Not to be cocky, not to be cocky, but the confidence is there because I know what I'm talking about now.
right. And I think that a lot of that stems from our childhood. How many of us have had traumatic events where we had to talk in front of the class and then we got ridiculed because the teacher didn't
Or
come,
you're the new kid.
right? Or you're the new kid. So, and it's traumatic. So then you get to as adult, you're like, and you don't think it's going to happen, but there's always that little thing in the back of your mind going, could it happen? It does take practice. I wish that they taught speaking for more visibility as part of the course curriculum for school so that it wouldn't be so awful as an adult
I
when
know, my poor
it,
son, I
and
know.
I blundered it. There's been many times where I've had to slap it together. I'm like, okay, trying to as
Right.
I'm red. But it happens. It really happens, and we are human. And there, I would like to think that in Prescott, we still go to chamber meetings. If I don't go to chamber meetings, I make sure that someone goes on my behalf. There, there's a visibility thing. I have, I had the banner at the school. My
Yes.
goal
Yep.
for 4th quarter is to have a banner at every school in the district, so I'm working on that, I'm having those printed up, and I'm working on negotiations on how much that is, so every school in my area will have my banner for my company, and
I
I
love it.
consider that local visibility. I consider
Yes.
it actually cheap because for 9 months out of the year, everybody's driving past that 2 times a day. I'm like, "Oh, you couldn't ask for a better."
And that but look at who are we targeting? We're targeting
Moms.
busy moms, busy dads. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I need that." I need that in my life. So
Right.
yeah, it's great. It's a great trust, great visibility.
And then let's talk a little bit about Facebook group etiquette. There is this sways back and forth. And as tempting as it is, like I try not to post crazy things on my personal page because I use my personal page for business. Granted, everybody who's friends with me, if you're a friend with me, I'm warning you, I share a lot of dogs. That's just something you have to put up with. If you want to be part of Shannon's world, I share hundreds, if not thousands of dogs every year. It's my thing. If you don't have to like it, you can unfriend me, you can do whatever, but I'm just warning you, if you become my Facebook friend, you will be subjected to this. But, and that's probably the only real personal thing I share, but there is an etiquette that has to happen. You cannot air all of your dirty laundry as we have seen with some people. I'm like, I can't believe they share that. So if you have a business and you're in the social media realm, you cannot share all of your dirty laundry
Because
on
I
social media.
promise you,
They'll remember
if
it.
you you're whenever you put up, I you know I own a cleaning business. I can help you. I see it all the time in the moms group. I guarantee you that these people that are asking for house cleaners they're going through right over to your profile picture and they're researching you, whether you got it blocked or not. And if you got it blocked 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like,
Yeah, what are they hiding?
yeah, what are they hiding? So,
And then if you're a business owner, and I've seen this, I'm not going to name names, but this particular person is a business owner in Chino Valley. see her post and she makes really derogatory statements or she's always begging for money. I don't know if this is a trend on Facebook. Do not beg for money on Facebook.
Especially if you own a cleaning business
Any business.
or well, I say the cleaning business because that's all I'm in. So, that's any business. Exactly. Don't
And it's a trend and I'm hoping that the trend goes away because we just watch in horror
please.
with our eyes really big going, "Oh my
It's
goodness."
just in shock. It's shocking.
Right. Come to social media and beg for money. I'm
Mm,
gonna do these things and I need you to give me money. I'm like, "Oh my God."
yeah. Yeah, I'm going through a well, everybody's going through a hard time. That's whenever you pivot and and do for yourself, and then if people help you out, then that's great. So, but some of the best visibility opportunities happen completely outside of social media, you guys.
Mhm.
That's,
In person.
friends, people, your community. That's who's supporting you. That's who's making who's paying the bills, really. So you want to make sure that that visibility is strong because community visibility beats internet fame.
All the time. And building strategic partnerships and referral relationships, tell people. You can't assume someone is gonna give you a referral if you don't say, "Hey, I really appreciate the referrals," and you have to reward that person. It's reciprocity, right? You give before you receive. And if you don't spend the time, if you spend all your time behind the keyboard, I'm not saying that is wrong. I'm just saying if you're looking for more visibility in your immediate area and you don't want to plateau at a certain amount, you need to get out there and start building relationships. And
Right.
if you need relationships that are referral relationships, because those guys are going to refer you, and you have to reward the mouth that feeds you, the hand that feeds you. So make sure that you're picking people who resonate with your business style. There is a business owner, and this was a big discussion in one of the Facebook groups here. There's a business owner who has legitimately taken advantage of a lot of people. He shouldn't be in business. There's been several people who have sued him, but yeah, he's still out there practicing business. And this
And
person,
things is okay.
right? It's just wild. So this person is mad because they got taken for 20 grand. And he's out there filming him, antagonizing him on the curb on the busy street. I'm like, what if this guy falls over and gets run over? Don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, oh
Right.
man.
Get the word out, file a lawsuit, do those types of things. But doing what you're doing is antagonizing. And for what if he whips out a gun and shoots the guy? I'm like, oh my gosh, this is
It's just
crazy.
and
So,
that's how it is.
yeah, you got to be careful. You just,
You gotta be careful, guys. Safety, safety, safety,
right.
please.
And then there's a feast and famine cycle. As things start to plateau, as you get more seasoned in business, it's not a feast or famine. In the beginning, it will be. So you're going to have to balance it out so that you're not in the feast or famine cycle. It's a hard wave to ride. You're riding the wave, it goes up and then it comes down. So you have to account for attrition. Then so you're going to have to get more visibility, and it's a cycle. You have to hit these points every month. You should plan out when the chamber meetings are on your calendar so
Oh,
you know.
yes.
Have it send you
Oh,
a
yes.
reminder, have ChatGPT link it to your calendar, whatever you choose to do. And then reinforce consistency beats intensity every time. If you're consistent and you show up to every chamber meeting or every BNI meeting or whatever social networking in-person event you're doing, they're going to start to see you and remember, like me, oh, you're that cleaning lady. I have this job, and that's how I've landed $5,000 jobs, just by showing up. Oh, we need to have this done. So that's important as well.
No, it really is. Yeah, commercial I've landed several commercial contracts over that, and, we could talk about that later, but yes, these out there, you do gotta put yourself out there. Well, look at now. Have been called upon to be a judge for a chili cook-off that they're having in July.
Right. That's visibility, ladies and gentlemen.
That is it's a visibility thing, and I get to hand off the award, and, that's it don't always have to be scary, and once you start going, I still get a little bit of anxiety, even still to this day, but I know that if I put one foot in front of the other, I know even if I have to fumble through it, I'll get through it, and you know what? I just kinda laugh at myself later, like, "Geez." Like I do with Shannon, like, "Gosh, do you remember whenever I first started this? That was funny, right?"
Right.
So
So these are some things to consider when you're looking for visibility, local visibility. And
oh, cool.
before we wrap up today's episode, if you're watching on YouTube, because I always forget to say this, don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button. It really does help us reach more cleaning business owners who really need this information.
And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your any of your favorite podcast platforms, you guys share this with other cleaning business owners so that we can get a lot more reach. And then you can show like, hey, you can be the one that be like, hey, I'm the one that showed you guys who they are. So,
Totally.
as always, you guys, thank you so much. Keep keep sharing, keep watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for supporting the show. We appreciate every single one of you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.